A very good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor. It is Monday morning and in the next 30 minutes I'll be taking you through the biggest news stories that you might have missed during the weekend but that are changing our world, and also be telling you what to expect in the day ahead, starting with the headlines. President says internet can bridge gap in education, launches 3 initiatives to raise a gross enrollment ratio in higher education. Political crisis in Nagaland. Former Chief Minister T.R. Zeliang claimed to form government. Writes to Governor claiming support of 41 of 59 MLAs. Another death in Assam. Floods are toll now at 26. Prime Minister speaks to the Chief Minister, assures all central assistance. 19 killed in separate incidents of lightning in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. Iraq declares victory against Islamic State in Mosul. Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi visits Mosul to congratulate forces. And Sania Mirza and a Belgian partner to play third round in women's doubles at Wimbledon. Top seeds in men's and women's section to compete for place in the quarterfinals today. President Pranab Mukherjee launched 3 programs to take education to the remotest corners of the country with the help of digital technology. Now, the programs Swayam Prabha and National Academic Depository aims to raise the gross enrollment ratio in higher education from 24.5 to 30 by 2020. The President praised the digital technology and added that it has offered an opportunity to close the divide between access and quality of education. He also added that the digital modes are cheaper and interactive, which can benefit students in remote areas. Now, the Swayam portals enables one to take courses offered by the best teachers from class 9 to post-graduation. The Swayam Prabha will telecast high-quality educational programs round the clock using GSAT-15 satellite, while the National Academic Depository would help in easy authentication of the credentials issued by the institutions.
Quality of teaching, learning process is the heart of higher education. We have seen huge differences in the quality of attainment levels in higher education between the urban and rural areas, between the states, and between the institutions within the states.
We will not only reach to each student and empower him more, we will achieve our ultimate goal of accessibility, quality, equity, affordability, and accountability through this technology revolution, and that is the aim.
On to some other news now. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold a meeting of all chief secretaries together for probably the first time. The meeting is to fast-track all-round development of states by taking a cohesive approach. The PMO, in a statement, said that the meeting is being organized by the Niti Aayog to further the spirit of cooperative and competitive federalism. The statement further said that the chief secretaries, along with the planning secretaries, finance secretaries, health secretaries, agricultural secretaries and industry secretaries will attend the conference. The focus of the meeting will be on best practices in social and economic sectors across states. Many other issues are also set to come up for discussion, which include a cashless economy, ranking on the basis of ease of doing business, direct benefit transfer, agriculture, health and nutrition, targeting Olympic medals, promotion of electric vehicles and leveraging e-marketplace by the states. Now, a political crisis is playing out in Nagaland. Former Chief Minister T.R. Zeliang has staked claim to form the government by ousting present Chief Minister Shurholi Lisitsu. Now, in a letter to Governor P.B. Acharya, Zeliang claims the support of 41 of the 59 MLAs in the State Assembly. He has also submitted a letter purportedly written by the MLAs supporting him to invite him to form the new Naga People's Front-led Democratic Alliance of Nagaland. Now, Zeliang, remember, had to step down in February following statewide protests against holding of polls to urban local bodies with a 33% reservation for women. Now, Zeliang claims that he has the support of 41 MLAs after a majority of the ruling NPF legislators rebelled against the Chief Minister Zizitsu. Zeliang says that at a meeting of the legislature party of the NPF on 4th of June, 34 party MLAs out of the total 47 supported him. He also claimed that 7 independents had also affirmed their support to him, taking the tally to 41 out of 59 legislators. The 34 NPF legislators who have extended their support to Zeliang have been now camping at a resort in Kaziranga in Assam, where they held a meeting last evening. Now, amid these developments, Chief Minister Zizitsu dismissed 4 ministers and issued separate termination orders against 11 parliamentary secretaries and T.R. Zeliang, who was his financial advisor. Now, an update on the situation in Darjeeling. Well, the shutdown there continues in the hills for the 26th consecutive day today. There was violence erupted in Hill district on Sunday, with the agitators setting ablaze a police camp, injuring 4 police personnel and attacking a local BDO office. Now, the activists also held rallies at different areas with the bodies of those allegedly killed in police firing. The Morcha has claimed that 4 persons were killed in police firing after clashes broke out on Saturday. However, the police has denied the report of any firing. The Gorkha leaders have also turned down an offer of conditional talks by Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. The all-party meeting of the Hill parties scheduled to take place on 18th of July has now been advanced to 11th of July, that is tomorrow. Meanwhile, the state government has claimed that foreign powers are behind the ongoing unrest in the hills, while the BJP claims that the situation deteriorated due to the attitude of the government.
The situation in Darjeeling has escalated primarily due to the attitude of the West Bengal state government. The government should have initiated talks much earlier. Now, when the violence has already spread, now Mamata Banerjee is asking for talks. So she is responsible for the violence in the hills.
An amicable solution. It should not get out of control and it should not lead to violence one after another. And we should find a solution. We cannot have such situation in every part of the country. And it is a serious situation. I think all political parties must be taken into confidence.
राज्य सरकार की भी कुछ नीतियों की वजह से वहाँ आग भड़की है। केंद्र सरकार, राज्य सरकार और गोरखा लैंड के लोग बैठ करके ही इस समस्या का कोई निदान निकाल सकते हैं।
News from Tripura, where the Indigenous People's Front has called for an indefinite blockade of the National Highway number 8 from today. The blockade aims to form a separate state for the Tripura Tribal Areas Autonomous District Council. The areas constitute 2/3 of the state territory and is home to tribals there. Now, security has been tightened across the state so that no untoward incident can take place during the agitation. The state government has opposed the blockade call and has appealed to the IPTFT to withdraw their agitation. More news from the northeast of the country, and the flood situation in Assam deteriorated on Sunday, with 1 person losing his life while nearly 5 lakh people are hit across 15 districts. With this, the total number of deaths in this year's flood-related cases has now gone up to 26, including 7 in Guwahati. According to a report by the Assam State Disaster Management Authority, 1 person died in the swirling floods waters in Karimganj district. Till Saturday, 3.83 lakh people were affected in the latest wave of floods across the state. Authorities are running 181 relief camps and distribution centers in 10 districts of the state. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Sunday spoke with the Chief Minister Sarbanand Sonowal and took stock of the prevailing situation in the state, besides assuring all the central help. Now, during the telephonic conversation, the Prime Minister inquired about the measures taken by the Assam government to provide succor to the marooned people, damage caused by the flood waters, and status of relief and rescue operations. Meanwhile, at least 19 people have been killed in separate incidents of lightning strike in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. In Bihar, at least 16 people died and 2 others were injured in incident across 7 districts where light rainfall occurred. Now, according to reports, 5 people died in Vaishali district, 3 each in Patna and Bhojpur, 2 in Saran and 1 each in Rohtas, Nalanda and Araria district. The Bihar government has announced compensation of 4 lakh rupees each to the kin of the dead, while in Uttar Pradesh, 2 people were killed in Balia district due to lightning. Several parts of the state received heavy rains. Water levels in major rivers have started rising, with Ghagra and Sharda flowing above the danger mark at some places. Now, the Met Department has issued a forecast for heavy rains for the next 24 hours. And in Breakfast News, time for a very short break. We'll be right back with more news. Stay with us.
The sacred relics of Buddha were unearthed in Piprava in Uttar Pradesh. Buddhist monks from all over the world visit the National Museum to pay their respects. These charred bone fragments of Buddha are housed in the gold canopy gifted by the royal family of Thailand.
This is Kibutu in Arunachal Pradesh, East Point East on the map of India. Kibutu is dangerously close, Chinese pressure point. We see first-hand and unseen areas of sand dunes and see how BSF is guarding this difficult territory along the Indo-Pak borderline. We are now slowly entering into the interior-most parts of the Sir Creek area. Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force justifies each word of this saying. Watch super exclusive episodes of National Security Series only on Rajya Sabha television.
Pakistan once again violated a ceasefire along the line of control. Pakistan targeted forward posts along the line of control in Poonch sector in Jammu and Kashmir. Now, the Pakistani army resorted to heavy mortar shelling and firing automatic weapons. There have been no reports of any loss of life or injury so far. On Saturday, Pakistani forces had violated ceasefire, after which Indian troops had retaliated, damaging 3 posts and causing casualties to the Pakistani army. 2 Pakistani soldiers were learned to have been killed in retaliation and several others were injured. Earlier, an army jawan and his wife were killed and 4 persons injured when the Pakistani army violated ceasefire by shelling and firing at forward posts and hamlets along the line of control in Poonch sector. Meanwhile, Pakistan has released 78 Indian fishermen held for trespassing into its territorial waters. Now, the fishermen were released from Karachi's Landhi jail. The freed fishermen are expected to cross over into India today. Now, Pakistan has said that 298 Indian fishermen are still in imprisonment and will be released on the completion of the verification of their nationalities by India. Indian and Pakistani fishermen are frequently detained for illegal fishing since the Arabian Sea border is not clearly defined and many boats lack the technology to fix the precise location. News from Haryana now, and the state's main opposition, the Indian National Lok Dal or the INLD, is set to intensify its protest over the Satluj-Yamuna link canal issue today. In view of the protests, police in Punjab and Haryana have announced traffic diversions on major routes. 4 companies of the paramilitary forces have reached Haryana. 1,000 Punjab police personnel have been deployed to maintain law and order. Now, in the wake of the protests, Punjab's state-owned transport undertakings, PRTC and Punjab Roadways, have decided not to ply their Haryana and Delhi-bound buses. Now, Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar accused INLD of doing politics on the SYL issue. The INLD has retorted, accusing the Chief Minister of maintaining a stoic silence over the river water issue. And what else is expected through the day? Let's take a look in the day ahead. Deputy Prime Minister of Yemen, Abdul Malik Abdul Jalil Al Makfal, will arrive in India today on a 4-day visit. A range of issues, including enhancing bilateral ties and safety of Indians living in Yemen, are likely to be discussed. Now, he is also Yemen's foreign minister, and he will hold talks with External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj on Tuesday. The United States, India and Japan gear up for the annual Malabar series of naval drills in the Indian Ocean today. The 10-day drills in the Bay of Bengal include warships from Japan, the US and India, which has deployed its largest ever fleet. The warships began arriving on Friday. Amid the tense political atmosphere in Bihar, RJD Chief Lalu Prasad has called a meeting of his party legislatures today. The meeting is to discuss raids last week on his home and other properties after both he and son Tejasvi Yadav were accused of corruption by the CBI. On to some international news now. Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi is in Mosul to celebrate the victory of the forces against the Islamic State militants in Mosul. Abadi said that the battle was settled and the remaining pockets of IS were encircled in the last inches of the city. The Prime Minister said that Iraqi military is fighting to free civilians whom IS is using as human shields in approximately 50 to 100 houses. Earlier on Sunday, Abadi walked through streets in Mosul as crowds cheered him. He congratulated the armed forces and Iraqi people in achieving the victory. However, he is yet to give a speech formally declaring triumph. The Iraqi forces, backed by US-led airstrikes, have been battling to retake Mosul since 17th of October last year. The terror group, remember, seized Mosul in June 2014 before taking much of Iraq's Sunni Arab heartland and proclaiming a caliphate, straddling Iraq and Syria.
صراحة مجيئي اليوم إلى الموصل هو لمتابعة الانتصارات والقضاء على داعش في اللحظات الأخيرة إن شاء الله. نحن في اللحظات الأخيرة. الدواعش حصروا أنفسهم، احنا خيرناهم بالسابق.
And news from Pakistan now, where the joint investigation team probing Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif family's offshore assets presents its final report to the country's Supreme Court today. The Supreme Court had constituted a JIT on 20th of April and had empowered it to summon the Prime Minister or any other person necessary to investigate the allegations of money laundering. However, Sharif's party, MLN, on Saturday threatened to reject the findings of the JIT probe, saying that the former Qatari Prime Minister's version was not made part of the probe. The party says that 2 letters written to the Supreme Court have revealed that father of Nawaz Sharif had invested money in real estate business of the Qatar royal family and that the same money was used to buy properties in London. Meanwhile, Pakistan's opposition Tehreek-e-Insaf chairman Imran Khan has advised the masses to be ready. He said it was a war for the future of the country. He also demanded the top court should ask the Prime Minister to step down. The current crisis started after the Panama Papers showed that Sharif's children owned the London properties and managed them through offshore companies. Let's get you some more international news now in World Wrap. Hundreds of thousands of people gathered in Istanbul at the end of a justice march against the government of Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Large numbers of people have joined the march since it began in Ankara on 15th of June. Now, the opposition and protest leader Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu criticized the wave of arrests and imprisonments that last year's failed coup. Now, President Erdogan has accused the marchers of supporting terrorism. US President Donald Trump has said that it was time to work constructively with Russia, saying that his counterpart Vladimir Putin had vehemently denied meddling in the 2016 election. Writing on Twitter, Trump said that he and Putin had talked about the idea of setting up of a cybersecurity unit to prevent hacking in future elections. Remember, Putin and Trump met on Friday on the sidelines of the G20 summit in Hamburg. Rescuers continued their search for victims of freak rains that have triggered floods and landslides in southwest Japan and have left at least 18 people dead and hundreds of others displaced. About 1,900 policemen and soldiers using heavy machinery braved the rain and grappled with the debris of driftwood and mud that have cut off roads and clogged flooded homes. Authorities have warned of more heavy rains and potential landslides. A ceasefire in Syria, brokered by the US and Russia, held through Sunday ahead of a new round of UN-sponsored peace talks. Monitors reported no fighting in the three southern provinces covered by the truce as of nightfall on Sunday. The Syrian opposition spokesperson welcomed the ceasefire ahead of a seventh fresh round of peace talks aimed at finding a political solution to a war in which more than 4 lakh people have been killed. A very short break in here. Up next, we have all the sports news. Stay with us.
From cowries to metal pieces, Indian currency has seen many changes. The earliest punch-marked coins came from Gandhar. The East India Company at the turn of the 19th century also minted its own coins. The Indo-Greek coins come from a colony left behind by Alexander. They depict the golden rule of the Guptas, with embossed human portraits and matrimonial alliances like Chandragupta Maurya's wedding with Seleucus I Nicator's daughter.
Thanks for staying with us. Now, Indian tennis ace Sania Mirza and her Belgian partner Kirsten Flipkens will be in action in the women's doubles event at the Wimbledon today. The 13th seed Indo-Belgian pair will face a 3rd seed pair of Martina Hingis and Chang Yung in the last 16 encounter. Now, Mirza Flipkens pair defeated the British pair of Naomi Brody and Heather Watson in 3 sets in a 3rd round match. India's Purav Raja will also be in action today in the mixed doubles event. Now, Raja and his Japanese partner Eri Hozumi will face the 11th seed Andrea Klepak and Daniel Nestor in the 2nd round. Meanwhile, in the men's singles, top seeds will be competing in the 4th round action. World number 1 Andy Murray, Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer will all look to advance to the quarterfinals with a win. While women's singles will see top seeds Angelique Kerber, Simona Halep, Elina Svitolina and others in action in the round of 16. An Indian women hockey team will take on US in their 2nd Pool B game of the World Hockey League semi-final in South Africa today. India began their campaign with a goalless draw against host South Africa on Saturday. The goalkeeper Savita was the star performer for India as she denied hosts a goal with some brilliant saves. South Africa made 8 unsuccessful attempts on goal with 34 circle penetrations, while India had 15 circle penetrations and 3 shots on goal. South Africa did score a field goal in the 3rd quarter, but it was denied after video referral showed it coming off the back of the stick. And it was a grand double for India's distance runner G. Lakshmanan as he won the 10,000 meters on the final day of the Asian Athletics Championships at the Kalinga Stadium on Sunday. India won as many as 5 gold medals on the last day to take their tally to 12 gold medals. Now, Neeraj Chopra in the men's javelin, Govardhan Lakshmanan in men's 10,000 meters, and Swapna Burman in women's heptathlon, along with the men's and women's teams in the 4x400 meters relays, won gold medals in their respective events. Now, Lakshmanan also edged his name in the record books by becoming the first Indian runner to win gold in both 5,000 meters and 10,000 meters event. India thus finished with a total of 29 medals. They took the top spot on the medal standings with 12 gold, 5 silver and 12 bronze medals. And in cricket, West Indies defeated India by 9 wickets in the one-off T20 at Jamaica on Sunday. Set to score 191 runs for a win, the hosts overhauled the target in 18.3 overs with a loss of just 1 wicket. West Indies opener Evan Lewis powered the home side to victory with an unbeaten 125. Earlier put into bat, India made 196 in their stipulated 20 overs. Dinesh Karthik was the top scorer with 48, while skipper Virat Kohli made 39 runs. And 16-member Indian cricket squad for the 3-test series against Sri Lanka was announced on Sunday. Now, Indian opener Rohit Sharma was named in the squad along with all-rounder Hardik Pandya. Now, Sharma, who missed the home test season due to injury, will replace Karun Nair, who scored a triple century against England in December last year. Off-spinner Jayant Yadav also was axed from the squad, but Kuldeep Yadav managed to retain his place as the third spinner. Virat Kohli will lead the side against Sri Lanka for the 3 tests, 5 ODIs and 1 T20. The 3-match test series will begin from 26th of July. Well, that's it from me and my team in this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks for watching and have a great day ahead.